Hi everybody, this is Marlene with Miami Ghost Chronicles, Stories of the Supernatural. And today I have a very special presentation for you. And what it is this is a recent psychic intervention which I completed along with members of another team which I've worked with for many, many years. And this came out of left field, and this was for a person who's a friend of another person that I did an intervention with a couple of times, a few years apart. And like I said, I've been doing paranormal investigations since the 90s. And mostly I always did what they call, I was pointing on the scientific end of the investigations, which was the pre-interview and what was really there, or usually the first time that the team went in to find out what was going on and just determine, are we looking at truly any type of paranormal supernatural events going on. And somewhere along the line, and I can't tell you exactly where, a couple of times I ended up being the psychic. The sensitive. It started off as a sensitive, and then I got pulled into it more and more and more because I was getting the right information. Anyway, I mean, I could, that's not what this show is about. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to go ahead and show this intervention, okay, is because you're going to see as this intervention goes along and develops that sometimes when people start experiencing paranormal supernatural events, you'd be surprised at who or where the actual source of that disturbance is, especially if it's a place where, let's say, you've been living all along and you haven't had anything happen, and then all of a sudden things start happening, and either you or your family is pulling their hair out trying to figure out what changed, what happened, how did this come about. And you're going to see, because I'm not going to tell you ahead of time, I want you to look at this and you'll see what I mean, how this develops, that sometimes the sources of disturbances or things that affect not only you but your family, if you all live in the same household, can come from the most obscure and unsuspected source. And that's all I'm going to say. I want you to look at the rest of this, okay? And see that sometimes it's not the usual suspects. Far from it. Far from it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like for this video. Like I said, I normally would not publish this, but I think it's really important. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Besides, you're going to see that unfortunately there was some very bad events that happened to this family. But this is part of life, and sometimes events of this type are what, not all the times, but sometimes do create the catalyst or open the doors for things to step through, and sometimes those things are quite dark. So hold tight, and here we go. We still have enough light. Okay. There's something about the front of this house, okay, that I feel it. Have they had anything or in the garage, or that they've heard in the garage or something? Because I'm trying to figure out, because it's almost like you feel it as soon as you come up to the walkway, but then at the same time I'm wondering if it's coming from something inside the garage. That's why I remember when I asked you, had they brought anything, or was there anything in the house?
Not that I can think of.
But okay, all right. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, there's something definitely here. From the moment we come in here, there's something here in this walkway. It's just this little area here. I'm getting the feeling of like one of the things, either breathing problems or somebody hyperventilating because they're really scared, like that. reading illness or that they're like scared, that they're hyperventilating. It's that water. Might be something residual. Let's see. Because I'm going to tell you something. There's more than one thing here. There's an overlayering, like of two different time periods. There's something here. There's something thing, and it's something totally separate. Not like from the same origin or the same family or the same thing. There's something here like, and I don't know if they've realized it or what they've experienced. They're realizing that they see it as one thing, or because it almost feels like two different time periods. That there's something here. In other words, that I feel like something. It's really funny. Something that might be related to maybe like an older person. I don't mean old, but maybe an older person. And something totally separate, like a totally different family era, like not connected, but like a younger energy. Okay, let's see. Let me ask you something. And I'm going to ask you because you obviously, do they have any connection? I want to say either military, police, or anything with insignia. Okay, well, we'll ask them, okay? Because that's the first thing. And it's really funny because when you walk over here, it stops, and it's just that walkway. I wonder if somebody will, easy on there. Let's see if it's using the pump. There's somebody that looks out this window. That looks out this window. But this is, I'm surprised if they haven't felt something here, or they've seen something from outside coming in, or somebody crossing, or feeling watched. I'm sorry, what's her name again? Does she ever feel like she's being watched like there in the kitchen?
I don't think in the kitchen nothing's happened in the kitchen.
Have you ever felt like you're being watched, like when you're there in the kitchen?
From the kitchen,
From here, right? That's what I'm talking about. Like, right, like not next to you, but like something here, because you know it's here, right here. Okay, you know that, right? And that window area? Okay. And you know that, it's like right now, whatever's there is there right there, now. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised though that, have you, whatever is here, like it's like, I was gonna say there's more than one thing here. There's two different things, okay? The one that's here in this space right here doesn't care, like they're here, I'm here. And there's something else though that ducks and covers and goes into the garage. Have you ever heard or any noise from the garage? Okay. But it's two different things. It's not that with where whoever's here right here, it's like, I'm here, so, and? Okay. All right, I just want to make sure. Yeah. This is like, which I think probably has to do with why I was feeling that thing in that sidewalk area only. Because it's almost like who's here, they go out that, they stare out that window and they project out, okay, to the point that they're felt. This seems like a very strong, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say apologize, but very like, I'm here, so I'm here. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing, like, what are you gonna do about it? That kind of thing. That's because, you know, sometimes if you have an intelligent entity, that if, let's say, people are trying to see it or feel it, they kind of like, they leave. They make themselves scarce. And that's not what's happening here. I'm gonna turn on, it's like a little mini ovulus, and what I do is I don't ask it specific questions. What I do is I just go on my thing, and sometimes it says something, and let's see what happens. But I don't interact with it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever come home and been outside and thought you saw somebody on the other side of the window? Yes. All right. That's my turn. I'm going to do like a little walk. I hope you don't mind. Is it okay if I go in this closet? I don't want to go into, you know. Yeah. Okay. There's some. Okay. Whoever's in there feels like somebody that feels like ownership, like you know how you have personalities that are very possessive, ownership. They're like it's mine, me. That's the feeling I get from the energy that's in there. I want to keep going through, okay? Is it okay if I go over here?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to like.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Is it okay if I go into Gianna's? Gianna, is it okay if I go into your room?
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of spread out around the house, so don't mind that. You don't want to go in mine.
At least right now. Candle. Let's see. I was thinking it smells good. Maybe that was it. It smells sweet in here. It smells pretty in here. I don't feel anything right off the bat, but I do feel that there was a barrier put on here. Okay, either somebody up, back up. Wait. Okay. Be careful, baby. They're coming back. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Let me ask something. Let me ask you, on her room, did you guys, I feel like, did you guys do a prayer or something for nobody to go in there? But you sometimes feel like there might be somebody at the doorway but doesn't want to come in. Hey, whoever's here is right here next to me. It's like, shh. Okay, like in other words, I don't know if you had prior experiences before, but that you did, either you prayed or you did something like to put like a barrier at that doorway. Okay, and it's working. But it's almost working like, not at the actual doorway, a little bit in, but they can't actually go into the bedroom. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised. Not that they don't go into the bedroom, but every once in a while, if you don't see, you feel somebody, like when you feel somebody in the doorway of a room, but they can't go in. Not because they don't want to, but because they can't.
Can I tell you what happened?
Yes?
When I first moved in here,
Okay.
8 years ago,
Okay.
she was 3. She would not sleep in that room ever.
Okay.
The first year, she'd get up 2, 3, 4 times in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Crying. She's scared. She's scared.
Okay.
When at the time my husband was here, we separated. It was just me and her. I had a friend of mine who is paranormal. She was in that room. She said, "There's a lot of stuff going on here." She said there was a porthole that was open.
Okay.
And it was scaring her.
Okay.
And she closed it.
Okay.
And since then, from that day forward,
Okay.
she spent every night in there. Never woke up in the middle of the night.
But you know that your friend did something at the entrance and like put like a border, like a barrier, in other words. Okay? Which means that whatever is out here does try to go in there, but they can't. You know, like when somebody, they just can't, okay? And you feel it. Once you walk into a room, you feel it. It's like very, it smells good. It's not so nice in your room. It's like a different, so whatever she did, she put a barrier at that doorway. It wasn't only if she closed it, she did a good job. Nothing's going in there, believe me. Nothing. I could feel it. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. My clothing got stuck on this. Right off the bat, I go, you know what? I have this feeling that whoever it is likes to go around to where alive people are at. How about this room? Somebody's hiding out in this room. Okay. So okay. Who was there anybody that you know of who had like a leg problem or a leg pain or something? You're missing a leg. I don't know, but something like, if it doesn't come to you, absolutely there's something in here. Okay.
It's just a spare room.
Oh crap. Hey. Oh, no wonder. The attic entrance is right here. That crawl space. Somewhere. Yeah. Thank you. Exactly. This is what it is. But this that's in here is not what's out there. This in here is what hides out. Okay. And they come into this room probably because nobody sleeps here. And because that's got the entrance to the crawl space, because you know here we really don't have attics. It's like that crawl space, but it's right there. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay. I'm gonna ask you something real quick. Yes, this is the only way I'm. Let me ask you. Do you ever hear? You know, I know that here in these homes they have crawl spaces. They really don't have big attics. Do you ever hear any noise in the crawl space?
Every single night.
And I'm not talking animals. So yeah,
Walking footsteps.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, but
It's like a noise. It's like if you think about it. I mean, I've never been to your crawl space, but I know that these houses don't really have like a full attic. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
They have.
It's just a
maybe
crawl
at the
space.
peak it might be a little bit taller,
it's
but
all crawl.
It's all crawl, but still, like you think. But you know that what's up there is not what's here. It's two different things. This right here is trying to keep a low profile. It's almost like if you don't really see me, you're not gonna send me, but you're not gonna get rid of me. That's why it hangs out here in that room. Probably because it's less used. That entrance to the crawl space, absolutely. Okay. As a matter of fact, what's in there tries to kind of avoid contact with the humans. Wants to like hang out. That's what's there. On the contrary, that
room.
Is exactly. It's like
I live in that room.
okay. Well, let me tell you something. It's right. Whoever it is right here, like right now, and he's like he. I don't know why I'm getting a he. It's a he. Well, I'm gonna go with it. It's a he. Is like very like. Again, I don't care. Like it's like me. Like this kind of personality. I am the center of the universe, and everything revolves around me. And if it's good for you, good, and if not, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Let's see. Can I go back here? Hey, my sweetheart. Oh, you're gonna help me out? This is your room, right?
Yes. Zoe. Bailey.
Okay. Let me ask you, do you have I don't want to say bad dreams, but do you have really unusual dreams? Like, when somebody's trying to get in your head? Everybody has dream. I don't want to be like, let's not generalize. Everybody has a dream or everybody has a nightmare. But where you have somebody that wants to get in your head, for lack of a better word. Okay?
Yes.
You might even get a headache sometimes
Yes.
here, like in the temple
Yes.
area. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me tell you something. This is about you. This is about you, not her. You know, everybody thinks of the kid, but this is really about you. You're like what they call collateral damage because you happen to be living here. You're okay. The focus is you. Am I right? Because that's what I feel. If she's affected, it's because, but not really. The focus of everything here is you. By the way, your room, I mean, you usually your house should be your sanctuary, and your room even more so. But this is not your sanctuary. It's not. It's not your sanctuary. I have a lot of hairspray on. You can't tell that my hair's standing up, but that's what it feels. Yeah. Oh, shit. You know what? I'm trying to figure out if this person either knew you in life or just doesn't like your personality. Like if this person would have met you in a life, you would have been like... And also, I'm getting a sense that this personality had problems with drinking. Okay? Be careful, babe. Be careful. There's something here about maybe somebody that drank and stopped, you know what I'm saying? But always was thirsting for it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that stopped, but that it's not like they stopped wanting it. There's that frustration, that high energy. You know, when somebody gets really angry or frustrated, and before maybe at one point they drank to smooth it down, and now they don't have that, and there's still that rough, like that sandpapery, like agitation. I'm trying to figure out what this thing has got going on with you. Why is that antagonism? Because that's really the only word that comes to.
Maybe about 4 weeks ago, I woke up in the morning. My back was burning.
Okay.
And I'm like, why is my back burning? And I looked in the mirror and I had scratches on my back.
Okay.
And it wasn't anywhere where I could reach.
Right, like how could I do this to myself, right?
There's just no way, it's impossible. So when I went to work, Pam, I said, she goes, what is on your back? And I said, yeah, that's
Johnson.
I woke up with that. And that night, I had a very violent dream.
What did you dream?
Demons.
Okay. All right, I want to tell you what this person or this thing is. This person wasn't a demon, but he had an attachment in life that was very malevolent. Okay? In other words, when this person was alive, they had what's called an attachment, and when they passed on, they still carry it with him. That's what also made him, the personality, his habits, the way he was. It's like it still carries on. All right? So that's why you see stuff like that, like those dreams and those really like disturbing stuff.
I had those two same dreams within a 2-week period. And then 2 weeks ago, my boyfriend was sleeping. We were sleeping. He got up in the middle of the night, which he doesn't ever do. And I woke up because he woke me up.
Right.
Him getting up. And I said, what's the matter? He goes, I just had the worst dream ever. I said, what happened? What were you dreaming? He goes, I was dreaming of ghosts. And they were suffocating me, and they were trying to get me out of here. And he said, I looked at him and said, it probably wasn't a dream, and I went right back to sleep.
Yeah.
And he's never dreamt that before.
What?
No, I feel like a weight in the back of my neck and something is touching
Alright, well, you're the
it.
only man here, so.
You've had something sitting on you for a while.
Yeah, I know. F her wouldn't leave me alone.
So within the last month, it's been, and every night I go to sleep, and there's footsteps walking back and forth, and it's always in my room, always.
Because it's right, you know, that crawl
Yeah.
space, you know, it's right, like right there, because that entrance is right in there in that closet. But, now, there's something that's separate here, that's not from the same time period, that's a little bit earlier. And this is a personality that's much, like I said, much more, hold on. Let me go in here a minute, guys.
It's nice time. Okay. Shit. Not quite.
Can I go out there a minute? Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, hold on, I got it.
Bailey.
She's supposed to, is it okay if she comes out here, the little dog?
Is it okay the dog's here?
The light's not working.
It stopped working?
It's not working.
Yeah, it's working.
Look, look.
Yeah, it is. It's just getting a little bit low on batteries. We'll switch out the batteries in a bit. Hold on. Let's see. If that's a third person or if that's the show. Okay. There's somebody that drowned in that canal. Very close, if not right back here, like within line of sight from this house. Okay. And I'm getting this feeling like this person. This might predate what happened here. It almost feels like there's just something. I get here like maybe like a teenager, like a young guy. And it feels like I keep flip-flopping between accidental versus suicide versus accidental versus suicide. I don't know if he did something stupid, it was accidental, or if he kind of did something stupid on purpose. I get that feeling. I'm going to ask her because I wonder if she has seen either splashing or even somebody calling out or even something here. And I always feel it's like I'm here. And that other second personality there, that's a prior owner. Just somebody that lived here, kind of, they just didn't want to leave. They're happy. They know they're dead. They just don't want to leave. They're hanging out. That's why they kind of keep a low profile, because they just don't want to be sent away. Okay. You might not know. Has there anybody drowned back in that canal that you know of? It might predate you, and that's why I'm saying you might know it, you might not know it. Okay. Because not in here, but out there in that yard, something happened, and I want to say it was probably a young teenage guy, like young, like 16 or what happened? What's wrong?
Her son.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm sorry. What happened? I know.
He had a seizure, and he got to near the water and had a seizure.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't be sorry.
Wow.
I'm really sensitive about that. I'm sorry.
My son just passed away in October.
Okay.
He had a seizure and he drowned.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. You please don't. It just, wow, that kind of.
Okay. Okay. I feel like
It was.
How old was he?
He was 26.
Okay.
I have him right here.
Okay.
It was in the canal on 84 in Pine Island. He had a seizure and he fell in and he drowned.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
what I was getting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm just crying out of just.
I know. Okay. Okay. All right. And that's why I asked you, because I know you said you had only lived here 8 years, so I was thinking, well, maybe this happened before we wouldn't know about it. You know, so I was like, okay, let me ask her. She might, or maybe she might have heard I didn't. But you know what? I feel like what's in here and him are two. Do you remember what I told you at the beginning when we started? It's like two separate things, two, like that they don't overlap, like two separate things. This is what's going on is. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm really sorry.
That's okay. It just hit me like, wow.
Now I'm going to ask you something. These feelings that you're getting with whatever you're feeling, have you ever felt that before in other houses?
No.
It's been when you came here?
Yes.
Was it after you came here or after a certain event? What was if you think back, because I almost feel like it's not coincidental, that this is about you. You understand what I'm saying? That you might have gone somewhere and this thing, it's not like, hey, it was here, you moved in, and oh, too bad for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's almost like this is about you. That's what I was thinking. Has this been with you from before? Or if you can remember back, when you started feeling or having dreams or that, was there a turning point, something going on that you could think of that it was after this event or this time period or this season? You know how people think back, you go, well, it was around this time, you know, people say, well, around Christmas time or Thanksgiving is when I noticed, I started picking up on clues. 'Cause, you know, normally, most people, stuff started happening, we kind of like, I imagined it or whatever.
I mean, I've always felt, even in the house prior, but I've always ignored every little thing, just.
Have you brought or got something from someplace else and brought it here? They could have had they could, or somebody gave you something, or did you buy anything, like something,
My mother's ashes, I brought with me.
or anything other than that, you could have brought here.
No.
When you said about the drinking, that my father, I've lost my mother, my father, my son.
Okay, but
That my father he was at one point a long time ago an alcoholic, and he just died 11 months before my son did. But he was sober 20 somewhat years.
Okay.
But there were times that he.
let me ask you something. What was his personality like?
I mean, me and my father were very, very super close.
Right, no.
And his personality, he was a very hard person to read sometimes, because he's an ex-cop from New York,
Okay.
Italian. He had he
Skeleton.
has a tendency to be a.
But you know what? No.
He could be a real.
No. I know that personality that you're describing. You're describing somebody that is that way because of what they did or whatever.
Right.
But no, the feeling I'm getting from this is, I was about to ask you, like, are we close to your dad? Because this is feelings like somebody that's much darker.
Okay.
Rosalind. Somebody that's more like, that's antagonistic. It's like, it's almost like, I know this sounds really weird, but did you ever have, because it's almost like I love you but I hate you, but I'm attached to you and I want to make your life impossible. Do you have any ex-boyfriend or any ex-fiancé or somebody that you had with that passed away that had that personality? And you might not know, that's another thing, you might not know, we don't keep track of people that,
Right.
at some point we had a relationship with, everybody goes their own ways and years go by and you,
Right.
I'm trying to figure out what it is. There's another thing, I don't know who you knew, but there's, the one that hides out in the garage and kind of keeps lit, that was somebody that used to live here.
Okay.
Somebody that used to live here, most are dead, but they really liked it. In other words, they were happy here. They just want to hang out.
Okay.
They just want to hang out, and that's why they keep a low profile, and because they're afraid that they're going to be like, kicked out.
Mhm.
That's not, it's not bad. It's not good that they're attached here, but it's a different type of energy altogether. And this one runs the show. This runs the show. It's like, oh,
She's saying that telepathy is very good.
huh? What did it say?
Telepathy is good.
So, yeah, that's what I'm getting. And I'm going to tell you that I don't want to distress you, but this time, I just want to tell her. He doesn't want me to tell you. And yeah, I'm going to tell you. Your son has tried to communicate with you, but what's in here keeps him at bay. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm saying. I can't understand why this is like this is the kind of personality that if they could make you live here by yourself, you know what I'm saying? And just totally dominate you, they would. And
His son's trying to warn him.
he's like, yeah, he wants to just to communicate with her, like, Mom, like, but whatever this thing is like wants to, like,
Keep everything and everyone at distance from me.
yes, 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 yes. And like I'm saying, this person in life had that personality, that very bully type of personality. And they got us their way, it worked. That's why. And you know what? This is not an old man. This is not an old man. This is a man, I'm gonna say that.
Can I maybe show you a picture? Because there's only one person I can think of like that, an ex.
Okay.
He died 3 years ago because he drank. And he was
Okay.
down here. He moved back up to New York. And I learned that he passed away. Now, whether I still have that particular picture, but he had a personality that if I can't have you, nobody will. Type of mentality. I mean, I had to go to court and get a restraining order and go to his job, and it was
Yes, that personality.
physically carefree with me. Yeah.
Who's Rob or Robert or Robinson or Roden? Something like that. R-O?
Ronnie,
Could be.
that's my mother.
Did she ever tell you, don't hook up with this guy?
Yes.
All right.
My mother and I stopped talking because of him, because of things that he was doing, and my mother didn't approve, and I didn't listen because I was very young.
Yeah. It's like, hello. It's like,
And I just wound being with him, and it was a horrible, horrible, horrible relationship. That's him in the glasses.
but this was a few years back. Not that because that's what I'm saying. I have a feeling that's him.
That's an old picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is
Yeah.
this is when he was younger,
Yeah.
not when what he
Right.
looked like when he
Right.
died.
Right.
Because what I'm seeing is, he's not this young, but he's not no old guy, no,
Correct.
like a geezer, for lack of a better word.
Right.
Oh my God, yeah, that's him. That's him. He's here.
Oh, God.
Don't you think by her keeping that as kind of,
Well, you know what? It wasn't really gonna matter. Okay. Oh my God, how did this guy end up here? Okay, stop a minute. Think back. You said that he died about 3 years ago, more or less, give or take? I mean, without knowing the exact date?
About 3, 4 years ago.
Something like that, okay, without knowing the exact date. And I know that sometimes it's really difficult, because sometimes I don't even remember what I wore last week. Around the time that he passed away, it doesn't have to coincide exactly. Did he keep tabs on you even though, like, did he have, even though you were here and maybe he was up there, did you guys have people in common where he could find out about?
Oh, yeah, the other picture that the gentleman was in?
Yeah.
That was his old partner, Joe. He actually lives down the street. That's how I found out. We still have all the same friends. I'm friends with all the friends.
That's the connection.
Do you have anything that he might have gave you or still around that he could have an attachment to it?
No. That friend of his, that's like almost like forget it, that's more than, stop it. You know, he's grabbing my arm and he's like, don't talk anymore. You know, like when somebody grabs you, like,
Yeah.
stop it. You know, he is, let me tell you something, this guy is like one of those, like, grab you by the arm, like, you know, like if you don't pay attention, like, I'm gonna make you understand.
Yeah.
I worked at Plantation.
Really?
Most of the cops there.
Well, he's an ex-cop from.
I'm an ex-cop, dude. Don't touch me.
My father was from New York.
Okay, so,
I was Port Authority.
Okay.
well, okay, now, that's a connection. Because I was trying to figure out how, even though you were physically here and he was over there and this was an old relationship, but this guy had something for you.
Very old relationship.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, you know how some people they have, but then it dies away? I was
Yeah.
like, but this guy never got over, did you were the one that dumped him, or? He
We
never
were
got.
together 5 years. We were supposed to get married, and I called everything off.
Okay, because I'm telling you, this guy he is as, and another word for him, it was the same as the freshest the day before.
He was a bodybuilder back in the day too, so he, you know, I mean, he just
Well, no.
extremely aggressive.
Yes. But what I'm saying is that, you know how sometimes people break up and at the beginning everybody's pissed and everybody hates each other, but then everybody goes on and does their.
I've bumped into him after.
But this man never did that.
And we were, you know, fine. I was like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, but for
He wanted to
him,
buy me drinks and hang out, and I said no.
yes. But what I'm saying is, maybe that's what he pretended at that moment, because he knew that if he came on too strong, maybe when he invited you, you were gonna be like, what? You know? But inside, for him, it was just as fresh as it was the day you dumped him. He never like moved on. He got fixated on you. He was like very, for lack of a better word, he was a scary guy. He was a scary guy.
Yep.
Okay, now I understand why he's here. Which I understand now that I love you, but I hate you. Feeling I get. I hate you as much as I love you. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the okay. Let me answer that. I forgot your former boyfriend. But I want to tell you something, and you're going to laugh. But he was kind of a chauvinist, so really he kind of gives the guy a pass because it's like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm like him, but
Right.
he like kind of, he was
Yeah, he was.
you know, that chauvinist kind of
Yes.
personality where.
Yes.
Okay. I was about thinking, okay, what?
Yep. I remember I was 5 minutes late for a date, and he left and came back an hour later and said, don't ever make me wait again.
Exactly.
That was our first date, and my mother was there helping me get ready, and she, right then and there,
That'd have been the
told
last
me
one.
That's
She
why.
told
That'd have been the
me,
last.
Because she said, she read him like,
she hated him.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. She wasn't like, oh, no, you could tell she was like, she probably saw from the get-go.
She did.
Okay. I'm gonna,
Look,
I'm gonna tell you what's going on with this guy.
look. He squeezed my hand.
He squeezed your hand? Oh, yeah, well, he's like, you're safe because you haven't said anything. Don't say anything. You might like, yeah, I know this might sound like a really weird question. This man is dying to have a drink. Okay? Dying to have a drink. Okay? Have an, and this is like, it's almost like part of him wanting to be with you is to the point of being able to get inside of you and get you to have a drink so that he can experience the drink.
See, because I don't drink anymore.
You see what I'm going with this? He doesn't have a body to have that drink, to experience it. But guess what? You're the next best thing. Okay. Plus, I'm going to tell you something. Even though you dumped him in it, this man had a cord with you, between you and him, even after you broke up. There was always this connection that I'm sure, even as time went by, and even that you were thinking about him. And you were thinking, why am I thinking about this guy? Okay?
Yep.
And vice versa. This man had what they call a cord between you and him, that even if physically you were not together or you were totally different places, there was this kind of, I wouldn't be surprised if you were, maybe after you broke up, and even time had gone by, that you even went out and maybe had a hard time, or maybe dating or meeting, because you cave off this flavor of like be with somebody, like in a relationship or emotionally unavailable. You know, that was him. And not when he was still alive. I'm not talking about when he's dead. I'm talking when he was alive, because that's how possessive he was. That distance didn't really matter.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy spied on you or had people spying on you.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Finding out like what you were doing and if you were dating anybody and what was going on in your life and in your family and everything.
Yep, I wouldn't doubt it. But what does he want from me now?
He wants to have you. He wants to have you. He wants to be with you. He wants what he wanted when he was alive. That's all. He wanted, and he's a pissed off guy, and now he's a pissed off dead guy, and he wants you, and he wants you to get you because he wants to possess you because he wants you. But see, this is not the kind of guy that if you, let's say you would have married him, well, you were in a 5-year relationship with him. It wasn't a relationship. It was like wow. You know what I'm saying? He was all in, everything had to be about him. You know, he enveloped you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now he wants that. Plus, you have to be really careful. He will try to get you to have a drink because he's going to try to slip into your body to have that experience. This man is like, he feels like he's in the friggin' desert. You know, like when you approach really dry.
Yeah.
You don't want water.
Right.
What you want. What happened to him when he was a kid? Or what was his background that he was like that? Because I'm telling you.
He grew up in Staten Island and his family owned a concrete company, and that's all I know. I don't know too much.
Okay, that speaks volume right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because normally, you know, when you're with somebody with 5 years, you kind of find out everything about the family and auntie and the uncle and the cousin, and you get all the family history. So, there you go. Okay. Because I'm going to tell you something. This man, his drinking, and I'm not giving you a pass, but this quieted his demons. You understand what I'm saying? What was going on here? But let's get, okay, this is who you got here. We'll figure out this other person, this other guy. Your son wants to protect you, but he wants to keep you away. Now, I know that you told me that this thing that happened in her room, when did they do that they closed it? You said 5 years ago?
About 5, we're here 8, so maybe 6 years ago. Yeah.
Is there a well or a pump or anything outside
Yes, it's
over there?
the AC. If you open up her closet, her room is the only room. The AC's outside her window, and because it's an older house, it goes in the closet, but it's a boxed in, and it comes out the vent, which is right outside her door.
Okay, that is, okay, just so you understand. the vortex that you had in your room was not man-made. It wasn't like somebody did something out of a doorway.
Right.
But a lot of people don't realize that when they open wells or they do any deep digging, not like for a plant, but you sometimes you disturb. It doesn't always happen where you will get a vortex and will you get, which is what she did, that she closed it, which is just those wells. Let me tell you something. Whatever your friend did keeps him out. You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
He does not want you to love anybody else. No, nobody. Let's put it this way. If you guys would have gotten married, he would have moved you out to the middle of nowhere, away from friends, family, anybody that would draw attention away from him or your affection or anything. Anything. You know that. You know that, right?
Yes, I do.
And that's what I'm trying to pull. Okay. And he stands, I'm going to tell you, oh, stop. He stands right here, and let me tell you something. Okay, I'm going to ask you this, and I know you might not know. Okay, but because I'm getting this really.
She's gone that way.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Did you ever follow him with drugs or cocaine, or was he hypervigilant? I'm trying to figure out if this was just him normally.
It was him normally. The only thing he ever did was drinking. He didn't do any drugs.
But was he a hypervigilant guy? You know, one of these guys that's always like, you know, these people that if, you know, that they are like, you're thinking, what is he always looking for? I mean, is he always like, you know, looking here, like always like an alert? I guess
Always, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you ever relax? Don't you, like,
Yeah.
if he walked in there, it would be, I'm going to sit with the chair to my back to the wall.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, if you're like,
Yes.
okay,
That's
you
what-
could go to a town that nobody knew who he was, and it would still be, yeah, I'm going to sit with my back to the wall.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the way we grew up. I still do that to this day.
But for him, it was like,
Yeah, he would never put his back towards the door. Ever.
right, and for him, this is, what I'm saying is, part of this thing is he is out here, and he's like looking, this is, I wouldn't be surprised if what I did feel was him pacing up even back and forth. He's doing like guard duty. This is his kingdom. This is his...
That's what I hear in my bedroom. And I said this before. I feel like someone's patrolling,
Yes.
on my roof. The footsteps back and forth,
Yes.
back and forth, like they're on guard and they're
yes.
walking
exactly.
a beat, as
Yes.
a cop would do.
Yes, but believe it or not, it's because he's hypervigilant. You know when somebody's like, if I sleep, it's going to get away from me. Somebody's going to sneak up or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And has anything happened to your boyfriend? Because I'm surprised he hasn't like run out.
That, well, he had that dream with the ghost.
Mhm.
They were trying to suffocate him.
When he gets here, how does he feel when he gets here? Does he ever get...
He feels uncomfortable. I mean, I'm with him 6 years. He still doesn't live here. We don't live together.
Okay.
He feels at times uncomfortable. He's constantly telling me, didn't you just walk by me? And no. He goes, I just saw you walk by. I'm like, I've been in the bedroom. I never came out. What are you talking about?
You saw. So he's seeing stuff.
He feels like someone's watching him. He feels like here's the thing. We were sitting at the dining room table, and I had told you this. It was me, my boyfriend, and my daughter were sitting at the dining room table having dinner, and he was wearing a baseball cap. And I couldn't touch him from where I was
Right.
sitting at the table. I was sitting exactly where I'm sitting now.
Right.
Okay, and he was sitting at the head of the table, and we heard it. He felt it, and I heard it. It was a flick on the side of his hat, and you can hear it flick. And he turned around and went, what the hell was that? I said, I heard that.
And you know what? I almost asked you over there because when I was asking you how far back, because I would say he's not only confined here, he follows you around. Have you ever seen anything in the rear view of your mirror or felt like...
I do at times, yeah.
Yeah.
But she reminded me
Well,
that
we
some-
were sitting in the car and we both looked in and we both saw a person.
I could have
sitting
sworn
in
someone was
the
sitting in the back of my car.
In the back of your car, in the back seat of the car.
The back seat of the car. This was what, a month, 2 months ago?
Oh, he's like all mad because I'm telling you this. Like, don't tell her anything. Like, don't tell her anything. Don't tell her anything.
When I was standing there, he grabbed my hand. He pulled my hair. That he grabbed my hand and squeezed it. And when I told him to get away from me, then I go, I'm an ex-cop too.
Well, but I'm telling you right now, okay. What was he? Was he Catholic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're Catholic too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you know, he was Catholic, like cafeteria. He didn't like, okay.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't like,
No.
wow. Okay, you're gonna have to pry this guy out with a crowbar. Okay. In other words, and I'm gonna tell you, and the reason why I ask this, I'm gonna ask you the obvious. You know, some people say, well, if I put crosses and everything, it's like to him, it's symbolic. It doesn't really mean, you know, there's no fear of God for him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah, he
put,
feared nothing.
right, like if you put
Nothing.
holy images or anything, forget it. That for him is like, pew!
Yes.
Because he grew up in that and it's just like, it was part of
Yes.
your family, but not, you know. Did he die? This guy didn't expect to die. What happened to him? He died like,
He drank too much and he was...
okay, but he never thought that was gonna catch up.
No.
Okay, but
His liver just, I guess.
Yeah, it was his liver, but I almost want to say that he knew he was sick, but like he took like an able. It almost feels like he took a turn for the worse, like really quick all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's sick, but they still think, and then all of a sudden like he died, like unexpectedly, even though you're sick, this person
Yeah.
like died, like.
Yeah, everyone
And
was
he was
pretty
like,
shocked.
he was very mad. He was like, well, no, he's not. He wasn't. That's what I'm saying. He's not. It wasn't. The drinking will do it to you, absolutely. But he wasn't an old guy.
No. No, not at all.
You can say, oh, he.
He was maybe 46.
But let me tell you something. He's here. He's
5
like.
years older than me.
He was. Here he's like a. I want to say he's like one of these guys that was chest out and like, whoa. You know, like. I mean, this was him all the time. He was gonna walk in. You know how sometimes those guys square their shoulders when they're like other guys. No, this was him all
The time.
time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, it was like, who are you posing for? Like, who are you like?
Yeah,
It's
and
like-
the badge didn't help him.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered. It
No.
wouldn't have mattered. You know
No.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That was just a little bit of extra gravy.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Okay, and he's very much, even though I know, let me tell you something, very old school mentality as far as women. Why do I get that so much? Either you or a whore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
no
Yes.
in between, no middle ground, no.
The woman stays home and cooks and cleans.
Cleans and-
yes,
yeah.
he was very old fashioned.
I was about to say it, and I would have said that if
Yeah.
you would have married him, he would have told you, you stay home,
Yes,
you don't go out,
correct.
you know, you stay home with the kids.
Yeah, there's no
And-
going out with the girlfriends.
No, or
Where was his family from?
Staten Island.
Staten Island.
I mean, originally.
Italy. There's his grandparents. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends back in New York, and that's where they're raised.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
My
no, but for
father's-
him, his
yeah.
personality, what I'm saying, Henry, is that one thing is cultural, but his emotional makeup
Yeah.
was that he wanted, that's what I'm saying, if you guys would have gotten together and he would have felt that your mom was still out for him, he would have moved you away, like far away, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm gonna, if you're not behind me, then I'm gonna take you away, and then you stay home, and, because he would never have anybody talking against him, like, you know what I'm saying, sabotaging or causing problems. And if you ever said, oh, but I want to be next to my family, or why I want to be close to my mom, it'd be like, forget it, there'd be
Right.
hell to pay. Okay, so I'm trying to think of, yeah. Have you ever had a house blessing done?
My father always came when I first moved in with his holy water. My father never missed a day of church ever.
You know,
So
when did your
my
dad pass away?
To November 2015.
November.
A year and
Okay,
a
so
half.
that was that was even not even 2 years.
November will be.
Let me
2
ask you
years.
something. Did this step up after your dad passed away? Did the
Yes.
activity here passed away?
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. And believe it or not,
Yes.
your dad was the one that was keeping this. And when your dad passed away, it was like he had been trying all along. But he was, I don't want to say he was scared of your dad in life, but he did not, I don't think I felt like he didn't want to like there was either a respect or a fear or a...
I mean, he respected my father, that old Italian mentality.
Right, yes. Not because he was really scared of him in the sense of I'm scared of him,
but out of respect because he was my father and
Yeah.
my father was an ex-cop.
Yeah.
My father's, we're Italian.
Right.
We come from New York. That mentality.
That mentality.
He respected him. Did he fear him? No.
No.
Mike feared nobody.
But your dad
my
here,
dad wasn't crazy.
but that your dad coming here was what kept him. Hey, darling.
Yeah, she's...
Okay, let's see what's. Can I go in your garage real quick?
yes. See how scared she
Yes, I was gonna tell you she's behind you. Like, come here, darling.
Yeah, I don't know what's with her, but she's a very different dog than I've ever had.
Yeah.
She growls and she looks in there and she's always shaky and it's like something's bothering her, like someone's bothering her.
Yes.
She's not affected by anything.
Nothing. But dogs are like. Dogs
How old are they?
She's that's Zoe. She's 7.5 years old. She's 8 months old.
We have one, no.
Oh yeah, she gave me a paper towel. She had so many. That's
that
weird.
hangs on.
Come here, Paley. What's the matter? Come here. No. What happened?
I have a chihuahua, but a regular little chihuahua, and that happens to her, and she doesn't have long hair. Is it okay if I go in here?
What happened? She's never done that. Something literally like scared the shit out of her. No pun intended. Go flush this. I don't want it in the light. That's really weird. Be careful, it's a big step down.
That door leads outside or to the side or this back door?
That's a storage room.
Okay. Can I go in there, man?
Yeah.
Here, come back here. Okay. I get it. Let me ask you. I'm going to ask you something. Off chance. Do you? I don't think it is. But did your dad's? Did your dad smoke cigar or pipe or anything like that?
He used to smoke cigarettes and he gave that up.
No,
He gave up drinking.
No, that's a big difference, like between, cigar smoke, pipe smoke, no. Whoever was here, the guy, the other, was a man. Oh, that is an older man. Very, like I said, very low profile. He smoked, I want to say even maybe like a pipe, because that's what it almost smells like, that pipe smell, that you... But let me tell you something, he used to live here, and very laid back energy, but I want to say part of the reason that he stuck around was that he liked the way your house feels, you know what I'm saying, like family and but we can move him on. I want to tell you something, he's scared of this guy, big time scared of him, because he's just hanging out. He's just wanting to enjoy the atmosphere, the ambiance.
Right.
And this one is like, he's the problem right here. He really, really, really is. He really is. I would tell you, you're what was his name, Michael, you said? Did he kick things? Was he when he was pissed, was he ever like physical, like
Very.
not like, okay. Yeah. Over here. Come here.
This side. Lila, right here.
Sorry.
It's okay. Okay. This is... Okay.
Is this your dad? Okay, so I was gonna say there's something here that doesn't write that guy in here. Even though there's what is this? Okay. Okay. This is what, and this might be your dad giving me this, and I have a feeling it is. He's saying that to move Michael on, I know it sounds weird. He says you have to let him go. That there is something about you, whether it was from before, you know, when you have romance with somebody, that in other words, even though you were the one that broke up with him, there was still something about him that still attracted you. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Despite your logic is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, in other words, that, like saying, like, you know, nobody can do it for you, nobody can come in here, and that you're going to have to be the one that tells him he's got to go. He's got to go, he's got to go. He says the only problem is that he is such a strong-willed person, and that he did have attachments to him when he was alive, okay, which made him the way he was,
Okay.
okay, which makes him not want to accept being dead. Do you understand what I'm saying? He doesn't want to be dead. He wants to be alive, and he wants to have what he had in life, and he wants to have a drink, and he's one of these people that says, even though he could logic, I put myself where I was because of my drinking. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He still doesn't want to accept it.
Right.
He thinks, damn man, I know guys that died when they were 80 and they drank and smoked every day of their lives. Why can't I be one of those guys?
Right.
You know, so he is having, he knows he's dead. It's not one of these guys that is out of touch. No, he knows he's dead. He just, and in his mind, let me tell you something, I don't think he's ever worried about anything that's like judgment. In his mind, he's thinking heaven is like for fairies.
Yeah.
But boring, exactly. How am I going to heaven? Oh, what a shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who wants to go to heaven?
Yeah.
That's, you know, like, because he's thinking, I want smoke, I want to drink, I want to come, I want to hang out, and he's thinking heaven is like, everybody's like walking around like, like this.
Right.
So to him, it's like, I don't want to go to heaven
Right.
like that, you know? That's what he's thinking.
Someone who would like to be in hell.
Well, no, believe it or not, because, you know, there's people that sometimes they're afraid of going on because they're afraid that they're going to be judged.
Right.
He's not worried about that. What he's worried is he's thinking, I want to go to heaven. That's freaking boring.
Yeah.
You know, but it's going to hang out and sing hymns or something. That's
Right.
So that's why he doesn't want to. He wants to be here. He wants to have you. He wants to take you over, and he wants to have a drink. And it's like you know, when people think that by sheer will they can make things happen, the closest thing to that is to take you over for various reasons. First of all, because you have a live body, okay, and he doesn't have a live body. So you have to be really, really careful. I'm telling you, this guy wants to possess you. When I mean possess like take you over. Like, have you ever had...
He tried to do that when he was alive.
Okay, well, but you know what? He physically couldn't do it because, like, you know, two bodies can't occupy the same space, the laws of physics, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't. He tried, but now it's the next best thing. What I'm saying is that, in other words, his personality is, even though he would want your love, is like, I don't care if you hate me, but if you're mine, I don't care if you hate me. I still got you. You're mine.
Right.
You know, so that's
That was my son. That
Oh,
picture.
okay, that was your son. Okay. All right.
Very handsome boy.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
very handsome. I'm really sorry again about
Yeah.
what happened, what I said.
No, it touched me like, wow.
He's there, he's aware, and I'm telling you,
I still haven't accepted.
No, darling, I'm sure that that's not something that just happens from one day to the next. It's something that that's very difficult. I don't think, to be honest with you, that there's ever a moment that it's gonna be okay, no matter how much time goes by, but I can tell you he's okay, all right?
March.
March, okay.
March,
Yes,
that's his birthday,
okay,
March 26th. And mine's March as well, we're both March.
okay, all right. Let me ask you something. When this happened to your son, was anybody there with him, or nobody heard him, or what happened?
Nobody heard him.
Okay, because this is what I felt. Remember that I said outside that I hear like somebody I guess what he was trying to say was like he asked, like there was nobody there. In other words, what I felt back there wasn't like, oh, somebody drowns, but there were people helping them. It was almost like there was nobody there. Like,
Correct.
How did it actually happen?
He had a seizure.
I mean, like, was he walking by the canal?
He was by the canal and
And
he
he was
had a
closing
seizure
it.
and he rolled
Okay,
and he
okay,
fell
okay,
in the
okay.
water and he
Oh,
drowned.
okay.
okay,
It
so
was a
yeah,
drowning.
that's what I'm saying. There was like no.
No foul play.
This is what he's trying to tell you, Mom. He says, like, he wants you to... He's okay now, but I think what he wants you to tell you is, I tried to stay alive to be... You understand what I'm saying? It's not like I didn't, like, try to ask, make noise and get somebody to help me, but there wasn't. As much as that's not
No,
his...
he couldn't.
He
was
couldn't,
had
exactly,
seizure.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's, okay. Yeah, that was...
Is he angry?
I want to ask you, and I know this is... You said, even though you told me he was in his 20s, I almost felt like he felt younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, because from in the teens to 20s, looks-wise, you're still kind of the same, but he felt like a younger,
He looked younger, yeah.
and a younger kind of personality in a way.
Yeah.
Like,
He looks like he's 18 years old. Young.
well, no, but still, what I saw, the feeling I got was somebody that was younger.
He has a son.
He does.
My grandson.
Okay, he's true, but let me tell you something. He is very attached to you. You understand what I'm saying? He's worried about you. That's what I'm trying to say. He's worried. Alright, so it's one of those things that, and it's almost like, this is what I'm getting. He's thinking, my mom is all caught up thinking about what happened to me, but she's not seeing what's going on around her because she's all caught up with this. Like saying, if that wouldn't have happened to me, she would be more aware of what was going on. And also, he's saying that your grief, Vale, okay, your grief about him has opened you up and made you weaker. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, so it's usual stuff. No, not, what's his face?
You need to be strong for her.
No, I know.
No, I know, but Henry, wait, I'm talking about something else. Okay? Like there's a part of you that wants to stop. And he's saying, don't do that, That's you need to connect to this because what's his face knows this, okay? I know
Is he
this.
preying on me because I'm weak?
Yes, yes. The circumstances are what
Making
they
me weak.
right. Like how can you not? It's like okay, this is
Correct.
not. It's not a question of you're willing.
Right.
willingly doing this. It's just circumstances are what they are.
And I isolated myself.
Yes.
And my boyfriend, my family, I stay here. If I'm not at work, I isolate in this
And
house.
this is what your son was telling me. He goes, if I wasn't because she was caught up in what happened with me, my mom would not be so emotionally weak, wouldn't be so unaware like that. This was the dream that really happened. He was around me before, and your dad passed away, and then it was like, what? And your dad, what happened with your dad that he passed away? He was what?
They're saying he was home. He was homeless. He's all right. He's chilling. I think he heart attack. I was sitting there watching TV. My brother came over and fell.
Did he have a heart problems or what? You know what I hate to say? I wish. If the road's gonna go,
Yeah.
that's the way to go.
Yeah. No, he went.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Watch it at home.
Yeah. It was pretty shocking. And then 11 months later, I lost my son.
Okay. Your house smells wonderful, but I'm gonna ask you, do you ever get any bad smells in the house?
Sometimes.
Like rotted, like, you know when trash is going bad?
Yes. Yes. She'll even say what's it.
It's not so much it. Part of it is the wanting to live. But is he part of the resistance? Because I see that he's had family members that have come for him. That was like, I don't say he has, because he's an emotional attachment. He had it when he was alive and he still has it now. This is what's perpetuating to also over these 100 years. Made them so attached to the flesh, incarnated beings, which is what we are. The only time you need a body is when you're incarnated here on this plane. Once you die, this is useless. And if you want to stay on this plane, that's what you need to enjoy life.
Right.
It's almost like if your consciousness is here, but you don't have a body.
Right.
Okay? He's got a demonic attachment. He had it in life. He had it in life. Let me ask you something. Did he, the times that you were with him, did he ever behave in a way that he appeared to be another person? Or you looked in his eyes and you were looking at something that was not him?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's what's happening here. That is what's happening here, and that's why this is serious. This is serious because this entity, and I'm not really sure what's demonic, which is really, really dark from before, is writing him. In other words, wrote him all his life to being the way he was, into doing things that I think that there were times when he himself said, man, why did I do that? You know what I'm saying? Like when people do or say things that, that they even can't square with themselves. They might not have ever told anybody.
Right.
But then inside he was like, man, why did I do that? But, yeah. Okay. You said you had that friend of yours at work. Is she the one that did that thing for your daughter's room? Is she did you still in touch with that person?
Pam.
Pam?
Yeah, you've been to her house.
Pam.
Pam is,
Who?
she's had issues at her house.
Oh,
several
okay, now I
times.
know. Okay, for a minute there, I'm like, Pam.
Yeah.
That's my boss.
Okay, I know who Pam is. Okay, for a minute there I was like,
Yeah, she told her about her
Okay.
house. Yes.
because I'm gonna tell you, this is,
She's the one that's been telling me every once in a while she'll go, Waverly, And she's been telling me that my son has been trying to talk to me, but I'm not listening, or I'm...
Believe it or not, it's not that, and it's you. He is keeping your son out of his house. He is keeping him out of his house. He's going into your dreams because he doesn't even want your son to talk to you in dream time. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why he like goes into dreams with you, just to not only to torment you, but at the same time so you don't, because you know how a lot of people when they pass away, the dream time is when they can they get messages from, because you know at the time we're at work, we're doing a million things.
Yeah.
It's when you, sometimes when your mind quiets down, that they have a chance to like, why is it keep telling? Have you found anything out in the pool or the patio area that was unusual, that shouldn't be there? Because your son's telling me, I've put stuff out here for her, but she doesn't see it. Okay. Maybe it will happen. Because he's like, he wants to, I think your son is trying to tell you, I'm okay, and he wants to communicate with you. He's okay. He's telling me he's okay, all right? He's worried about you. And I want you to understand something. As much as to see you hurt and suffering binds him to you more than it should, plus his worry about you. Not just because you're hurting for him.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But because of what he sees is going on here. Okay? So, oh, I know you told me. I know you told me that you dumped this guy when you were going to marry him, and I know you said that. But did you ever, like, I want to say this guy's almost saying like you made a blood pact with him. Like you, like to him you were like, in other words, game, okay. In other words, it wouldn't even matter if you guys wouldn't have gotten married. It was like that. There was something. Did you ever tell him I'm going to be with you forever? I mean, I know people say that.
Right, we thought, and that...
But it was like, he really believed it. He was like...
Well, he felt like under my head at one point and told me, because when I dumped him, he said, if I can't have you, nobody will.
Okay.
And I was like, whoa.
Okay.
And the day he told me that, well, you maybe one day when you pick up your son from daycare, he may not be there. And at that point is when I went to the police and I got a restraining order because he was very physically abusive, emotionally abusive, mentally abusive. Okay, he was, it took me, that was a nightmare for a relationship.
Okay. I'm telling you right now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What you need to do is,
If we were out, if there was a guy that even looked at me,
and yeah.
oh my God,
Right.
the repercussions were
Right.
like it was my fault.
Right, like that going out, anyway,
It was horrible.
became like,
It was horrible.
and maybe
I tried
that's the
leaving so many
hypervigilance
times.
that I was getting was you.
I
You
tried
were
leaving so many times, and he told me, you'll never leave me. I mean, I tried for a while, but I was scared. I was young.
Yeah, of course. No, that's weird. Did he ever try to mark you a certain way? Or burn you or something like, I don't know.
I had gotten a tattoo.
Huh?
I had a tattoo with his name on it.
Okay, that's it. I'm sorry.
Well, it's gone.
I know, but
yeah.
that's what I'm saying, it was like a mark or a brand or a...
Yeah,
Okay,
it's long gone.
okay. But you did have his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
He's trying to get into that or something.
Okay. He's like, oh,
Okay.
oh my God, he's so mad. He's so pissed. He's so mad. He's like kicking the door. Shut up. He's like, what? Because he's thinking, as long as you did not know really, I think a part of you, because you were caught up with what happened with your son, you thought it was like, it's my head.
Right.
And I've just basically told you this is what's going on. Like all of a sudden, like, okay, and he is like,
Yeah, he's got a temper.
no, but, okay. I'm trying to think here, what's the best, do you? Because I'm gonna tell you something, he is like, God, I'll bring these out. friggin' guard dog. Huh, okay. Yeah. Let me tell you something. You have got, not only Ring, Ring, but you, besides your dad, you have other family members that are deceased that have come or trying to help you.
My mother.
And he's not letting nobody in here. Okay, which is why he does that pacing and that thing at the window out here, because you've got people who are really, really trying to help you. But this guy is like,
My mother, my father, my son, the three closest things to me.
yes, but you still have other family members that are on the other side.
My grandmother,
that are like,
my grandfather.
yeah, okay, you've got the whole,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like, you know.
Things are happening at work too, right?
Yeah. I got scared. When I was at work at the bar, I was in the kitchen waiting for one of my cooks to make me something real quick so I can go back in the office. And he was nowhere near where the bowls were. He was actually over there, and I was standing over here, and the soup bowls were over there. And all of a sudden, the bowls, like someone went like whacked them, and they flew off the shelf and splattered on the floor. I mean, it was like a violent. And my cook looked at me and went, "What the was that?" I was like,
Of course,
"Shit."
because he's,
And I went in the office and I
yeah,
told him,
he's with you. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to stay here while you're here. He doesn't want you. Besides the fact of wanting to be with you, he's not. She might meet somebody, you know.
"Is he stopping my boyfriend from moving it?" Because it's
Absolutely.
6 years and we don't even live together.
But you know what? Maybe at the beginning, your boyfriend, it wasn't. I don't think he was around, but this happened when he died. Maybe it was. You know, sometimes at the beginning it's a relationship. But yeah. But now that after X amount of years, he's still. Your boyfriend may not logically or no, consciously understand it. Subconsciously on a metaphysical plane, he does get it. You know, when you feel something.
Oh yeah, it creeps him out being here.
And something to the point that it stops him. I'm going to tell you something, and I don't know if he's ever told you, he fears for his life. There's something like, something can happen to me. I know that sounds kind of dramatic.
No, no, that dream, he has not been here since that dream.
Okay.
That
Something
was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
He won't stay here, like he's
Like,
uncomfortable.
because of course to him it's, you know, when you're asleep, you're vulnerable.
He's never had that bad here. It's getting worse.
You know why? That 2 weeks, you know what that was? When were you here?
I was here a week ago.
A week ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And that happens a lot, where the entities that are there are aware ahead of time. Where was it around that time that you were making inquiries about somebody coming out here?
Yeah.
He knew it, he knew it, he knew it.
Something was about to happen.
Yeah, of course,
He knew
of
we were
course.
coming.
Exactly. He knew you guys were coming, that this whole thing was gonna happen. He's wanting to isolate you even more. He's gonna try to speed up this process, okay, as much as possible. I'm gonna turn off the cameraman because I want to ask her something. Okay with, what year was this house built in, the 50s?
No, this house was built in 74, I think, 74, 76.
There was nothing out here before that? Hmm?
No.
Okay. Because you know what, I get a feeling from him that he's older than that. That predates that, almost like the 50s. That's what I'm saying, that's weird. Okay. But anyway, tell him, hey, it's okay. He's got to move on, but he's okay, but you got to move him on. I'm not one of these people that will tell you just because he's an old man, he's hanging out, that's cool. If you're dead, you got to be on the other side. It's different when your family, like your dad, they come and they visit you, how you are, chat, but they don't haunt you. They're not supposed to be here. You understand? They got their own thing.
Right.
You got to do your thing. This is your moment. This is, you're incarnated in a human body, and this is where you're supposed to be. If you're dead, being here is not where you're supposed to be.
Right.
Okay? Get the sage. How often do you sage?
I haven't in a long time.
Okay. What you need to do is start saging, but if you want to get a lunar calendar, okay, and you know that you get the new moon, I mean the full moon. After when you start going from the full moon onwards, called what's called a waning moon, okay? If you want to, when you sage, you look at the moon calendar. If you're going from the new moon to the full moon, which is it's a waxing moon, that means the increase. Sage, face like this way, counterclockwise. I mean counterclockwise through your house. If it's between the new moon to the full moon, okay, you ask for protection. If it's after the full moon to, you know, the waning moon, it's you banish, which means I banish all evil energies or entities, only love and light may exist in this place. Go through everything. Room to room, closet, open up your closets. You need to salt. You need to salt your entrances. Salt your entrances here.
Bang.
Oh, he's so mad, he's so mad. Oh. Yeah, because what's in him, what was in him, what is still in him, that cannot cross salt. That is going to get banished. That is, so salt your entrances, salt a little bit along the window sills. I know you've got, and when you mop your floors, put a little bit of ammonia. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit of ammonia if you want to put anything else, and mop a little bit with ammonia. And I know, you know, call on your guardian, on angels to protect you. I'm gonna tell you, and the reason I can't do it for you because nobody can call a protector the same way as you. This is your property. This is your place. Nobody protects their own.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
But you need to ask angels, and you tell them, I want you at each quarter, above and below. Oh my God, so I'm telling you this. He's pissed because that's why I'm telling you.
You just say definitely.
Definitely. Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying you're gonna also sage your car. Okay. Is there any other way that you can go besides getting on that ramp? I know, but
Yeah.
okay, for like the next couple of weeks. Okay, another way. Even if
Okay.
you have to get up a little bit earlier, leave a couple of minutes earlier or whatever, because maybe it's a little bit long, do that.
Okay.
Sage the car, okay? And ask those guardians, I'm gonna place someplace, and I ask you as protectors to stand in the quarters of my property, also in the space above and below, because believe it or not, you know, physics tells us that this appearance of solidarity, of being solid, is only our eyes.
Right.
Okay, and what? Okay, you have a guardian who's telling me, okay, why haven't you called on this guardian to protect you? As a matter of fact, he's telling me he's a he. Well, he's coming across as a he. And he says, you do have, you have your guardian angel, but this is a guardian that's been with you, and it's a man. And it's like, he's saying that, he says he can't help you if you don't ask to be protected, That you're this isolation feeling that you're getting into, that there's nobody to help you, is an illusion. Okay, it's an illusion to isolate you. This is the effects of what's going on. Okay, and it's incremental, day by day, hour by hour. Okay, and he's saying there's a lot of people, like I told you, family members that you may not even have met that want to help you, that you don't need to feel isolated, that you're not going to be isolated, that once you get this idiot out of here along with whatever's riding him out of here, he says your son's going to be able to come and leave you some proof to you to let you know, Mom, I'm okay, you know. But at the same time, he's not going to be tethered to you because he's worried about you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, I know I shouldn't be here this much, but I can't help it. In other words, he's really worried. It's not, how can I put it? It's not worried because he sees you crying and in grief. He's
Right.
worried because he's really
Right.
worried about you. He's saying, I'm going to tell you something. He's even said, you said he had a kid. He's even worried about his kid being here. This guy that's here doesn't wants to take everybody that you love away from you. He wants you
Alone.
alone. Okay? So, as a matter of fact, here,
My cousins used to live here, twins.
okay,
They moved out right around when he passed away.
okay,
We don't talk. It was my cousin's daughters. They're 21. They actually have the same birthday as my son.
okay,
They were living here for a little while. You know, they're gone. And their father, who was like a brother to me, we haven't spoken. It's like everybody,
you think that's coincidental?
no.
And I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's not coincidental in the sense that, yes, you're going through a grieving period and what happened to your son. I totally understand you.
No, it's more than that.
But it's more than that. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That there is a maliciousness to this isolation. You think it might be coming off from you, and it's not. Okay? If I were you, I would never leave this room in darkness again. As a matter of fact, you could put like a light here, even if it's a night light.
What about this?
Okay, cool, yep. Yep. Don't, at nighttime when you go to sleep, don't ever leave this in darkness. So, nope. Nope.
I mean, I don't know if it makes a difference. You know, I have my parents' ashes, my father and my mother. I always keep them in here with me.
Right, but see, your parents,
Their spirits, I always feel like.
it's like, yeah, they're there, but I'm telling you, this man is so, your parents are okay. You understand what I'm saying? They want to help you, but they're not earthbound. This guy is, and that makes him very much more powerful here on the earth plane. And I think it was your mom when we were talking about her as that RO name, and she was trying to tell you, yeah, him. When you were talking
That's
about,
a picture of my mom.
okay, right there, okay. Okay, how old was your mom? Was this when she was younger, or how old was she when she passed away?
She died the day before her 53rd birthday.
Oh my God, she was so young.
Yep. She too had a clogged artery, same as my father.
Really?
Yep. And she went to the gym and she
And
was
how long before he passed away?
My mother died February 6th of 2005.
Okay, it's like almost 10
My
years apart.
father's 2015. 10 years exactly.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Yeah, she was the one that, she was like saying, yeah, that's him. Like, that's why she was saying that horrible thing, like, yeah.
What's her middle name, Ronnie? Deanna Ronnie?
Oh, people call her Ronnie though?
My father always did.
Okay.
My father, Gianna Ronnie. My father always called her Gianna Ronnie.
Okay. You need to. How old are you?
10.
10. Just keep good. Let me tell you something. I think that half of this is being aware of what you're up against. Okay. And I'm telling you, you can't isolate yourself. You can't isolate yourself, even if you have to put forth an effort. Like you don't want to do it. All right, I don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
You are going to have to push yourself out the door. Push yourself. Put on whatever you get. do it. You have to go to make yourself. You have to.
I've been in this house since Friday.
No, you can't do that.
Today's Tuesday, I have not left my house.
Okay, you can't do that. You can't do that. So, now that you saw the whole story, you understand what I meant at the beginning, where the actual origination point of all these disturbances for this lady and her family, of course, it came from somebody from the past, and sometimes the repercussions of who we involve in our life sometimes have really unexpected results later on, many years later. And this is an example of it. This is a very good example of it. And as a follow-up, I found out that this man that she was talking about, he himself, about a year before she lost her son, his 20-something-year-old son also died unexpectedly from it wasn't an accident, I believe it was not an illness, something that happened to him physically that killed him. And he was 20-something years old. Which, by the way, the reason why I mention this is also that event, which this person was already dead. His son, died afterwards. But this also happened around the same time that she started having her experiences in her house. And I don't believe that these events, each in and of themselves, happen in a vacuum. Okay? Even though I can't say for sure how this might have affected somebody that already passed away, I'm positive it did. It's like a vortex of events and of people passing on, that sometimes when you have a discarnate who has not passed on, who was not a happy person in life, and somehow or other from the other side they're able to witness the death of a loved one whom, for all we know, went on his way up to being to an enlightened level, and he's still not there. I'm positive that has something to do, or is part of the ingredients of what caused this to come about and become so dark and so difficult for her, and to create that sense of isolation that she herself described. Because, and one thing I did want to mention, and I apologize for some of the video being cut off, because what happened was my camera kept switching off. There was only one time where I asked the videographer to turn the camera off, both videographers, because I wanted to ask her something, and I didn't even want her to worry about that this was being taped. But besides that, all the other times, that was because the camera kept turning off even though it had a full battery. Okay, but so what else is in the paranormal world? And there was also another portion towards the end where I gave up on the camera and I said, forget, we can't videotape anymore because I'm going crazy here. Where she described, she herself, as a point of reference, sees, as like an observer, sees how she's isolating herself. She's isolating herself. She doesn't want to deal with anybody from friends, family, nobody. Okay, she sees this, and she almost felt like I have no choice. Like, like somebody that sees the train heading towards them, and they just stand on the tracks and say, "I'm gonna get run over," but they don't move. And this is what she was describing. So, I asked her to do several remedies. Okay, which she told me she was. One of them being a house blessing. That's just one of them. And then I gave her some practical advice. Because believe it or not, when it comes to stuff like that, it's not just the blessing and stuff of that nature. Sometimes you have to do practical things, as in get yourself out of the house. Participate with your family members, with friends. See cheerful movies. Go out the house, even if you have to go to the park. Even if you have to force yourself. Okay? There is And a lot of people think that, especially when they have some type of haunting or paranormal, that they think it's, oh, we'll sage the house and bring in somebody to do a blessing or whatever it entails. Like, and that's it. When something has interwoven itself, something dark has interwoven itself into the fabric of your life, okay, that's not going to be enough. Especially, which by the way, this is very common, that darkness is to isolate you, to make you feel hopeless and helpless. You need to take the practical and daily efforts to pull yourself, extract yourself physically and mentally from that closed one lane view of life. And it's not going to be easy. You're going to want to stay home. You don't want to deal with anybody. You might not even take home. You're going to have to force yourself. You got to get out. You got to do things. Pretend. You'd be surprised how many times you start pretending before you know it. You're not pretending anymore. That it takes an effort. Absolutely, it takes an effort. Every day? Yep, every day. And I did give her one advice, which I find is very valuable myself. And I live by it. A lot of times it escapes me, but I bring myself to it. That you need to live your life within 24 hours, okay? And by this I mean the past is the past. And unless time travel is possible and I didn't know about it, you can't change the past. And you can't dwell on it. Future, same thing. You can plan. There's a difference between planning and worrying, by the way. And you got to live your life in the context of those 24 hours. For example, today's Tuesday and Friday, got to do something. Today you say, well, what do I need to do? So things, I'll prepare this. And that's it. Okay? But there's people that from Tuesday, they're agonizing all the days till Friday arrives, whatever it is. You can't do that. You got to live your life within those 24 hours and make it count. Okay? And let's say, for example, what I said, where you might physically and mentally need to give yourself a swift kick in the ass to get yourself out the door or engaged. And you think, oh my God, I got to do it today? And you mean I got to do it tomorrow? And I got to do it the day after? Forget about that. Don't worry about tomorrow. Think about today. Today, I'm going to go maybe home and I'm going to take my kid to the park. Or I'm going to go to the movies. Or, you know what? I was going to look at that really dark and drama movie, whatever. Well, you know what? I'm not going to watch that. I'm going to watch something that's going to make me laugh. Which, by the way, this lady, I'm going to give a perfect example. She told me that her boyfriend had recently brought over a comedy to watch. And he's laughing. She was sitting next to him. She was like, this is so stupid. And he's looking at her like, hey. And she's like, because you know what? When you're like this in this intense darkness, you don't want any laughter. Well, your boyfriend, poor guy, he just like took it off. I said, hey, next time you sit there and you take it like a woman. What I mean is, you have to put forth on your part to extract yourself out of this if this is truly what you want. Especially if you have a kid also. By this, guys, I'm telling you, because when it comes to the paranormal, supernatural, everybody thinks it's woo, woo, woo out there. There's a lot that becomes part of your personal responsibility of what you want to have in your life. Do you want the light or do you want the dark? And believe it or not, it's something as simple as that. So again, guys, hope you like this video. I don't know if I want to do any more psychic interventions for a while because I'm working on a book. So hit the like, hit it. Subscribe to my channel so you not only do you know about when I release my regular videos every Friday at 7 p.m. on YouTube, you're aware when I release stuff like this, which I did not do it on a Friday, see? And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed producing this for you. So guys, thank you so much and have a great day and a great rest of the week. Wishing you the best. Take care.